Workshop 4: Healing and Peace through A Course in Miracles. This workshop includes a concise teaching followed by a guided meditation to support lived practice through A Course in Miracles. In this fourth workshop of a 12-part A Course in Miracles series, we turn fully toward peace as the mind's natural state. We explore why lasting peace cannot be found in the world and how it is restored through forgiveness, inner stillness, and the willingness to release attachment to outcomes. Drawing from A Course in Miracles, this session clarifies the difference between the ego's plan for happiness and the Holy Spirit's plan for peace. True peace is revealed as union, a return to grace in which conflict fades and the mind remembers its safety, wholeness, and shared identity in love. Part 1. The Teaching. Peace is union. I've said before that you have a superhero power, the power to forgive the illusion of separation and return the mind to the state in which God created you, total love and total peace. That is the purpose of forgiveness, not just to feel better for a moment, but to remember peace as your permanent inheritance. And yet, here's the thing. When we look out with the body's eyes, we see a world of separate things. Separate people, separate problems, separate outcomes. But separation is the very belief that blocks the awareness of peace. This world is a paradox we have been sent into to overcome, a place of separation we must learn to see as wholeness. It is not a matter of running around claiming we see unity where our eyes see separation, but rather a change in belief. So if separation is the belief, forgiveness is the undoing of the belief, and peace is what remains. Most of us don't actually know what total peace means, because we've trained the mind to think constantly about the world, and the world is not peace. A Course in Miracles gives us a clue in Workbook Lesson 200. There is no peace except the peace of God. And then it says something astonishing. For peace is union, if it be of God. So peace is not something you negotiate. Peace is not something you earn. Peace is not something you manage through perfect circumstances. Peace is union. It is the experience of oneness, the mind remembering it is not alone, not separate, not outside of God's eternal love. The Course calls this the state of grace, which is your natural environment. When you are not living in a state of grace, everything becomes a strain. You feel as though life is something you must wrestle with. You feel burdened, you feel threatened, you feel like you must control outcomes to survive. But grace is what happens when the mind stops trying to make peace out of chaos and instead chooses peace first. This workshop is really about recognizing the two plans operating in the mind. Plan 1, the ego's plan, says, if I can change my outer world, I'll be happy. If people behave differently, I'll be at peace. If I get the outcome I want, then I can finally relax and be free of worry. The ego places conditions on happiness. which means peace is always postponed until those conditions are met. And here's the rub: those conditions are never met. Plan 2. The Holy Spirit's plan says, if I can change my inner world, I'll be happy. If I look at things differently, I'll be at peace. If I let go of attachment to outcomes, I can finally relax and be free of worry. The Holy Spirit places no conditions on happiness, which means peace is always available now, in the present moment, because there are no conditions to meet except to release the ego's conditions. This does not mean you stop living your life or reject the world or become someone who owns nothing. It means you stop making your peace dependent on the world. A key point to remember: A Course in Miracles does not ask you to sacrifice. If you think you must give something up to be peaceful, you're still giving the thing power, just in the opposite direction. The invitation is simpler. You are merely being asked to give up emotional attachment. Not necessarily the thing, but rather the need for the thing, the obsession, the story that says, I can't be okay without this outcome. Peace comes when the mind becomes still enough to hear another voice, the quiet voice of love, and lets that voice lead. Try these 3 steps when your peace feels threatened. First, pause and notice the disturbance. Any inner disturbance is a sign the ego is in charge of your thoughts. 2, name what you want. Simply state the foundational truth: I want peace more than any lesser emotion. 3, release your attachment to the outcome. Next, state, Holy Spirit, reinterpret this for me. I do not know what this means because I am not at peace, and I will not allow my ego to guide me now. And then you wait, not anxiously, but openly. Because the moment you stop allowing your ego to lead, you make room for the voice of the Holy Spirit and His peace to take its place. One last reminder: peace is not found by fixing the world. Peace is found by remembering union. And every time you forgive, every time you release judgment, release fear, release attachment, you step onto the bridge that leads you home and to remembrance of your unity in God. God Himself promises this to us, as it states in the Course. Such is the promise of the living God. His Son have life, and every living thing be part of Him, and nothing else have life. End quote. Part 2. Guided Meditation, Floral Garden. This meditation is adapted from A Course in Miracles Workbook Lesson 46, God is the love in which I forgive. Close your eyes if you wish and get comfortable. We will begin with a simple breathing exercise to help you relax and bring your mind into the present moment. We will breathe in slowly to the count of 3, hold for 3, and exhale for 3. We will do this 3 times. Breathe in, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, and exhale, 2, 3. Again, breathe in, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, and exhale, 2, 3. One more time, breathe in, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3. And exhale, 2, 3. Very good. Now, feel a sense of privacy and comfort as you allow the sound of my voice to soothe your mind and body. Your body is becoming very relaxed, and it feels as though everything about you is slowing down. With each breath, your mind becomes clearer, calmer, quieter. Imagine you are lying on your back in soft green grass. The sun is shining, and you can feel its gentle warmth on your closed eyelids. The scent of lilac and roses drifts to you on a warm breeze. You are surrounded by a peaceful, ornate flower garden. You can hear a small fountain bubbling nearby, and birds singing softly from decorative bushes that dot this serene place. Now notice how the sun is shining directly onto your body. Feel the warmth soften your scalp. Relax your forehead, your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw. The sun's warmth now caresses your neck and throat, loosening any tension you've been holding. Now your shoulders soften, your upper back releases. Waves of relaxation move down your arms, through your hands, and out through your fingertips. Take a deep breath and slowly exhale. A deep calm fills your chest, your stomach, your hips. Now, let that calm wash down your legs, into your feet, all the way down into your toes. Warm, comfortable, safe. Now you notice the grass forms a gentle path leading through the garden. Along the way are flowers, bushes, and trees, and small pools filled with brightly colored fish and lily pads. You decide to stand up and begin walking down the grassy path. The grass feels soft beneath your bare feet. The air is warm. The birds continue to sing, and the fragrance of flowers soothes your mind. The farther you go, the more peaceful you become. You know you are going somewhere very good. Soon you come to a small wooden bridge spanning a quiet stream. You cross easily. At the far end stands a gigantic weeping willow tree, its branches draping down like a curtain of of peace. This is your willow tree, the sentinel who guards your inner world. You step beneath the branches. They caress your face softly as you part them. And now you see light shining through the leaves on the opposite side. You move toward it. You part the branches again and step out and through. You are standing on a cliff. Everything below you is shrouded in clouds and mist, and you notice a staircase of clouds descending gently downward. In a moment, you will step onto each cloud, one at a time, descending deeper into your inner mind until you reach your most sacred inner space. We begin the process of descent now. 1. Step onto the first cloud, safe and supported. 2. Drifting gently downward. 3. Deeper down. 4. Calm and quiet. 5. Further inward. 6. Floating easily. 7. Peaceful and safe. 8. Comfort deepening. 9. The ground coming into view. 10. The final cloud brings you gently to the grass. You stand in peaceful silence. The fog surrounds you, but it does not disturb you. Take a deep breath and let it out slowly. This fog represents the barriers you have held against peace: fear, guilt, pain, and old beliefs about yourself. Now you are willing to move past them. Forgiveness is your greatest need only because you believe in illusions, and what you are forgiving now is not truth, but the false ideas that hurt. Begin by thinking of anyone, including yourself, against whom you may have a grievance. Think of anyone who brings even a small twinge of discomfort, guilt, sadness, irritation, regret. Forgiveness is total. Either you have forgiven entirely or not at all. So we do not measure. We simply become willing. Let us pause here for a minute to search our mind for any people or situations with which we are not at peace. Now choose one person. Hold them gently in your mind and say silently, "God is the love in which I forgive you." This is not about fixing them. This is about releasing yourself from your ego's story about them. Now repeat this statement with as many people as come to mind. One by one, tell each of them, "God is the love in which I forgive you." Very good. Each time discomfort arises in your life, you will remember this. Discomfort is a call for forgiveness, a call within yourself to see beyond the body of another and remember the truth about both of you. No one is a body. We are all beings of light, as God created us in His love, in union with Him. And if we are not bodies, then, in truth, there is nothing to forgive. Now that the barriers to peace have been lifted, you move forward through the fog. It parts easily before you. And now you see a great light coming into view, brilliant, gentle, cleansing, radiating love, peace, and joy. It welcomes you with warmth at your homecoming. You reach for it, and it reaches for you. Allow yourself to become encased in the loving glow of total love and total peace. Rest here now, basking in silence, held within God's loving arms, without judgment and without fear. Now, take special note of how you feel. This peace is not fragile. It is not temporary. It is within you always. Whenever the world feels too loud, too chaotic, too anxious, whenever fear tries to rise, stealing your peace, you can return here by choosing once again, by making the choice to believe the truth of our peace in oneness and not the illusions of separation the eyes of the ego beholds. Now we will begin to reawaken. You will awaken as I count to 5. At 5, you will be fully alert and present, bringing this calm with you. 1. Becoming more aware of your body. 2. Noticing the room around you. 3. Feeling satisfied, safe, and clear. 4. Gently reawakening. 5. Eyes open, fully present. Welcome back. You did beautifully. Thank yourself for this time spent with God, His peace, and His light. It is a gift to your highest self that knows no limits in healing and love.